What prospect had the best overall 2023 campaign? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The Red Sox, for the most part, prospects are officially done with their 2023 season. All of Major League Baseball, every level of the minors is essentially complete. The Worcester Red Sox are the only one who still have games to play, and that's just a couple of games left in the season. For the Red Sox, I think 2023 was a really successful year for their farm system, right? You saw a ton of development in the system. There were a lot of guys who made really big strides in 2023, whether that be level-wise or production-wise, and you're starting to see the Red Sox get mentioned as a top 5 minor league system in Major League Baseball, according to a couple of different sources now, which is really exciting news. But who was the best of the best? Who was the cream of the crop? Who was the best minor league performer in the entirety of the Red Sox farm system? That's what we're going to try and answer today, because today what we are going to do is go over who I think was the best minor league player in the Red Sox system this year, why I think that, what this means for his future, and what this means for the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. I think the answer to this question is actually kind of obvious. It might even be painfully obvious for some of you guys, but for some of you guys who don't really pay attention to the minor league system, like I said, there were a lot of players who did really well this 2023 campaign, but there was one player who I feel like was head over heels in terms of his progression and impact on the Red Sox than anyone else. And so for that reason, my player, the guy who I think had the best prospect season for the Red Sox, has to be Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony started the year in low A baseball, where he didn't get off to a bad start, but he also didn't get off to a crazy start either. He spent 42 games in low A baseball this season, where he hit 228 with a really still impressive 376 on base percentage and a 316 slug. Good for a 109 WRC plus, which isn't terrible, right? Still 9% above league average production for low A. He was still getting on base a ton. He was maintaining that ability to take a walk and not strike out a lot, but that power wasn't exactly translating. That was his sort of biggest issue coming out the gate, and it's what he also struggled with early on in 2022 as well. But either way, it was still enough for the Red Sox to look at his underlying stats and agree that he was ready for the next level. And boy, did they make the right decision, because once Roman Anthony started hitting in high A baseball, he absolutely took off. Roman Anthony spent 54 games in high A this year, where he had a really impressive 298 average with a still extremely high 412 on base percentage and a much higher than it was in low A 569 slug. Good for a really impressive 164 WRC plus, or about 64% better than the average hitter in high A baseball. He also had 12 home runs, 41 RBIs, and again, he was able to maintain that really nice ability to get on base by continuing to have a high walk rate. In high A, it sat at 16.3%. It was also in high A where Roman Anthony started to appear on national level prospect pools as well. He started to appear in top 100 prospect lists. Now, right now, Roman Anthony is currently the number 35 prospect in all of baseball, according to MLB Pipeline, and the number 20th overall prospect in baseball, according to Baseball America. And those rankings have shot up extremely quickly, and we're obviously going to break down why if we haven't already in a second. But his first appearance on a baseball's top 100 prospect list happened while he was in high A baseball. And it's for good reason too, because what scouts were realizing and what the Red Sox had realized, and the reason that they had promoted him, is that Roman Anthony had an acute awareness of the strike zone. He understood exactly where his strike zone was. He wasn't afraid to take the walk, and even though he may have swung and missed a pretty decent amount at the high A level, he was still able to understand where pitches were going and stuff like that to be able to punish pitches and mistakes by high A pitchers. Again, going from 1 home run in 40 games in high A to 12 home runs in 54 games in high A baseball, right? That's a big difference there. On top of that too, he also has fantastic fantastic contact ability and an ability to show power to all fields. There's a bunch of opposite home runs in the highlights that I'm showing right now. And Keith Law, who's a pretty famous reporter who covers a lot of minor league baseball, had this to say about when he saw Roman Anthony. The Red Sox deserve credit for taking what was already a good swing and turning it into one of the best in the minors, and maybe the best I've seen all year. That's really high praise again from a guy like Keith Law, who gets to see a ton of different prospects in Major League Baseball. Roman Anthony was absolutely impressing everybody. But it wasn't just in the batter's box where Roman Anthony was starting to make headlines. Every single report we started to see about Roman Anthony, different guys going down there, different guys talking about what they're seeing from Roman Anthony, also happened to mention the fact that he's been an outstanding outfielder for every single level he's played at so far in the 2023 season. A lot of scouts are mentioning the fact that he gets great reads on fly balls. He's quick to spot, turning around and catching right, though he takes great routes to those baseballs, and he's showing a strong arm as well. So not only does Roman Anthony have a great ability in the batter's box, but he's got great range, he's got a great arm, and he's obviously got a great ability to catch the ball in center field. A lot of scouts truly believe that this is a guy who they think can stick in center field and stick in center field well for a very long period of time. During this time between low A and high A baseball, Roman Anthony really made his biggest jumps, right? He started off not being a top 100 prospect, ended high A as a top 100 prospect, but within the Red Sox farm system, it's also really cool to see what he's been able to do. He came into the 2023 season on April 5th as the 11th ranked prospect in the Red Sox farm system. Just 2 months later, Roman Anthony had skyrocketed up to the 4th highest ranked prospect in the system, and today, as of right now, Roman Anthony is the 2nd highest ranked prospect within the entire Red Sox farm system. It was a massive jump, and everyone started to talk about Roman Anthony. Obviously, what he had been doing in high A was more than enough to allow the Red Sox to promote him to Double-A baseball, where Roman Anthony did not slow down at all. Now, he only got into 10 games before the Sea Dog season ended, so it's not a huge sample size, but Roman Anthony had no problem hitting as well as he did in high A at the Double-A level. He finished those 10 games with a 343 average, a 477 on base percentage, and a 543 slug. Good for, again, a really impressive 185 WRC plus, or one more time, 85% better than the average hitter in Double-A baseball. Now, again, one of the biggest things that I like to point to with Roman Anthony, why I think he's so impressive, but I think everyone really points to it as well, I'm not the only one who's talking about this, is the fact that he's still maintaining that command over the strike zone in the box. He walked more times than he struck out in those 10 games. He finished the year in Double-A with an 18.2% walk rate and an even lower 13.6 strikeout rate, meaning he was walking about 20% of the time he was getting in the batter's box, while only striking out a little bit less than 15% of the time he was stepping into the batter's box. That's really, really impressive numbers, mostly because this is the biggest jump you're going to make in the entire minor league system, right? Before you take that jump to Major League Baseball, the high A to Double-A is a really tough jump to make. This is where the most talented pitchers usually lie. This is where the most interesting stadiums and balls and everything like that lie, and it makes it really difficult for a lot of hitters to make that adjustment. The fact that Roman Anthony was able to get into Double-A this year, and in his first taste of Double-A ball was able to completely continue to dominate, is really, really impressive as well. All in all, this year, he was one of the fastest rising prospects, not only in the Red Sox system, but in all of Major League Baseball, right? He was starting to turn heads everywhere, and it really doesn't look like he's going to slow down anytime soon. What this year showed about Roman Anthony is that his approach and his work ethic are legit, and this is a guy every single Red Sox fans out there should start getting excited about, a true impact type player at the Major League level. Now, in terms of what this means for the Red Sox and what this means for 2024, right now, Roman Anthony is expected to make his Major League debut towards the end of 2025, according to SoxProspects.com. Probably most realistically, Roman Anthony will probably start the year next year in Double-A. He'll probably get most, if not an entire season at the Double-A level. Like I mentioned, right? There is going to be some bumps and bruises along the way just because of how difficult it is to truly adjust to to AA pitching. So it might take a while for Roman Anthony to get past that level, but if he continues to hit the way he's hitting and continue to do the things that he's been doing, it is not entirely impossible that we see him at the early days of 2025, right? I don't think we'll see him in 2024 unless he has another one of these absolutely insane seasons, is just blowing everyone away, then possibly maybe. But remember, you still got to get through AA. You still got to spend some time in AAA to at least get used to really low-end MLB pitching, and then you make your way to Major League Baseball. So realistically, what this year did in terms of his development and in terms of his debut timeline for the Boston Red Sox is it essentially moved it up a few months. Earlier in the year, it was 2026, mid-2026. Now it's late 2025, and if he continues to do that in 2024, we could see him even sooner than that. But all in all, like I said, everything surrounding Roman Anthony this year feels like it is trending in the most positive way possible. This is a guy, again, I think every Red Sox fan who doesn't already should start keeping their eye on, and for those reasons, it felt pretty clear to me that Roman Anthony was the by far and away MVP of the Red Sox farm system in 2023. But that's just my opinion. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below who you think the MVP of the Red Sox farm system was. If you agree with me, tell me why. Why do you think Roman Anthony is the best Red Sox prospect in 2023? Let me know all your thoughts on who you think is the best Red Sox prospects of the 2023 season in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.